Oh, hello, Su Changming.
Hello, guys.
Oh, here. Take this.
Oh!
Welcome to LNN. Good evening, fellow viewers.
Good morrow.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Craig.
Well, we have many important news segments today.
But something more important is this picture of a puppy. Oh, look how cute it is.
Getting back to the unimportant news, Homeland Security has great fears that 3D plastic guns cannot be controlled.
Let's call it a gunpocalypse. But seriously, how can they even control guns without even knowing who can possess them?
Well, speaking of Homeland Security, we've got a special interview with Dr. Mr. Wilson Peterson Richards.
Take it away, Mr. Gonzalez. Hello, how are you doing, Dr. Mr. Wilson Peterson Richards?
I'm doing fine.
Well, what do you think about 3D printed guns and the possibility of having no control over them?
Yeah, guns are bad. They are like no control over them because information can't be stopped.
We have reason to believe that the gunsmith who created these new plastic weapons released the blueprints online, and these files cannot be controlled, and you made him remove these files.
Well, sometimes you can't control the stuff around you know? Like, so people, make them copies of the files, and they, then put them on, the internet, you know? So then, others can, download them.
Do you believe we can control these new behaviors?
No. No. Because Mr. Boss, man, dude, he says that it can't be controlled. But, we can, hope that, Congress passes, laws making 3D printed guns, illegals, you know?
Thank you for that interview, Dr. Mr. Peterson Richards Wilson. Well, there you have it. It appears that these new 3D printed guns are untraceable and can become a new epidemic.
It also seems that they might even pass laws banning 3D printed guns. Well, before they ban them, I guess I'll make my own. On the international news, we have Mr. John Silver.
In international news, we have a report from Annual Amnesty. The report depicts a great amount of displeasure towards the Spanish government. One of the reasons is that they are in the middle of an economic meltdown. The other reasons is police brutality. Even in peaceful protests, we have a clip that one of our viewers submitted.
Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. We won't go. We won't go.
Wow, that is horrible. All they wanted to do is close the economic gap between the poor and the rich. What a pity. Well, back to you, Greg and Billy.
Wow, that was greatly interesting.
Well, we have incoming news from the Alabama Drug Task Force that prescription medicine abuse is at an all-time low. But the sale and abuse of illegal substances has been increasing over the past few months. Meth is also going down because of the lack of prescription medicines that are used to create this drug.
Well, that sounds mighty interesting. Well, we have our ace reporter, Su Changming, undercover with a different perspective of this story.
Hello, the ace reporter Su Changming here. I am undercover, trying to look for people exchanging illegal substances. Now look at this.
Yo, T.I., you got the stuff?
Yeah, I have it. Who's that with you? Is he cool?
Yeah, he cool. His name's Fish.
Right, well, I got the stuff and you got some money.
Here you go.
Thanks, bro. Is that Big Mean Joe Green?
You also got the pot.
Yeah, I got that good pot. Freshly made.
Paris! 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 Back to you, Barry.
Thank you, H reporter Su Changming.
Well, technology and travel are becoming very ingrained. We use planes, trains, and vehicles that go on all terrains to go to our destinations.
Space is the next frontier, and many third-party companies are trying to commercialize it. NASA has partnered with many other companies to try and make this a reality.
Also, by 2020, NASA wants to bring a comet in orbit around our moon.
Yep. Actually, some of our CG specialists have made a rendition of how this would look. Breaking news! There are two vicious leaders of gangs. We have some pictures of them so you can help identify them. These men have committed various crimes and have organized huge amounts of violence in Cape Town.
One, two, three into the four. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up. Cause you know we're about to rip shit up. Give me the microphone first so I can bust.
Wow, these two criminals are extremely dangerous. Do not approach them in any case. Just call the police. You can call this number if you have any information of their whereabouts. 323-669-6969. Now to our new correspondent, Bob Boberson.
Thank you, Billy. Well, these two gang leaders are very dangerous. They are from Cape Town, South Africa. They just shot down a 16-year-old boy, a 34-year-old, and a 50-year-old. They also stabbed two, not one, but two other people. They are merciless. Now, we have an interview with one of these former gang members, and they are here to help us out in figuring out what's going on in this world. Well, hello, Mr. Mip.
Hello, Bob Boberson.
So how does it feel to be in this large gang connected to these very extremely dangerous gang members?
Well, it was honestly great as long as you didn't double-cross them.
So what happens to an individual if they do betray their gang?
The leaders personally have a chat with you, but this feels more like a torture session. But that's only if they're feeling nice.
So they'll kill you, huh? Mr. Myth, how many gang members are affiliated to you guys?
Somewhere around
150,000! Wow, there's even more reasons to catch these horrible, horrible gang members. Back to you, Billy!
Thank you, Bob Boberson.
Well, Memorial Day has passed, but gas prices have skyrocketed to $4.80. Damn, that's a lot! But we have our economics correspondent, Dr. Guggenheim, on the case.
Gas prices are high! Excuse me, sir. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
What do you think about the gas prices?
They're high. They're pretty high.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think that the gas prices are making you suffer?
Well, I'm in welfare right now, so, like, yes.
Well, that ends our story on the gas prices that are high.
Thank you, Dr. Guggenheim, for your intelligent input.
And thank you guys for watching LNN.
Good morning! Want my money? No!
Hello, I am Su Chang Ming, and I'm gonna give you all the reasons to react to our news. Here's a brief summary of our news. 3D printed guns may become banned. Police brutality in Spain. Drug use and how we are fighting it. NASA. And gangs in Cape Town. Also gas prices. Well, 3D printed guns are a very ethical based issue. Us here at LNN are very liberal people. We believe that one should fight for the right to bear arms. Also, we believe 3D printed guns are extremely dangerous, and there should be limits put on them, so that we don't go ballistic, killing each other with untraceable weapons. If you want to have your voice heard, we recommend you that you'd send letters to our politicians. There is also a big issue of drug use, and they're spread in small areas in Alabama. They have banned many non-prescription medications from being sold without a doctor's prescription. They have made a lot of medications unobtainable to drug synthesizers. This has allowed for the substance called meth to become harder and harder to produce. Us here at LNN are proud that we are winning the war on drugs, and that if this continues, we will become an empire of great. We are also proud to inform that the future is upon us, that the world is changing and evolving around us. There are drastic leaps of technology happening in a more accelerated rate. We can see that the world around us is changing, and it is becoming a more mechanical place. But what happens when we run out of resources? What do we do then? Do we demolish our own planet until extinction? Well, NASA has other plans. They are planning to make a comet orbit around the moon in around 2020. It is greatly interesting because it will, in theory, allow our race to be able to mine and take resources from the rocks in time. We would theoretically be able to travel infinitely in space. This is a hope NASA has, that we can use the new resources to innovate our technology. Gang violence in Cape Town, South Africa has been increasing for quite a while. For being a very economically stable country, it has large gangs, its extreme amounts of violence. We were in LNN. We here at LNN... Fucking motherfucking damn, son.
Good evening and thank you. In the 1730s to 1740s, Pastor Jonathan Edwards ignited the very first Great Awakening movement, sweeping through the colonies like a wildfire. Jonathan Edwards used religious tactics to scare the Puritan people into re-believing the Word of God. Now, Reverend Oscar Lopez used these exact same religious tactics to scare Adrian Costello and David Mata into matrimony. Now let's hear a little bit about Reverend Oscar Lopez. Yeah, I've known David Mata and Adrian Costello for years now. When they told me they were going to have a child together, I was like, beautiful, when are you going to get married? But when they told me that they were not, and instead going to have an illegitimate child together, I was like, Madre de Dios! Jesus Cristo! So then, as a professional priest, I told him, if you don't get married, I will personally call God, and we will devise a plan to tear your bodies limb from the help of your unborn child. Ah! 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 Thank you, Reverend Oscar Lopez. Now, you wouldn't believe, Reverend Oscar Lopez, I got a VIP wedding invitation right here. You see this? You see this? I've been invited to the wedding as VIP for being one of the members of Speech and Debate Club, a club which helps you to overcome your fear of talking in front of big crowds. Now, if you have this type of fear, I recommend joining it. If you want to overcome it and one day decide to be a senator or a congressman or even the president of the United States. Now thank you and farewell all.
Hey, Snoop!
What up?
I'm Mr. Bond.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up, cause you know we're about to rip shit up. Give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too low depth niggas, so we're crazy. Death Row is the label that pays me. Unfadable, so please don't try to fake this. But back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'ma let them understand from a young G's perspective. And before me dig on a bitch, I have to find a contraceptive. You never know, she could be earning her man and learning her man, and at the same time burning her man. Now you know I ain't with that shit, Lieutenant. Ain't no pussy good enough to get burned while I'm offended. Yeah. And that's realer than real deal Holyfield. And now you hookers and hoes know how I feel. Well, if it's good enough to get broke off a proper chunk, I take a small piece of some of that funky stuff. It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and it's like this and like that and like this and Drake creep to the mic like a fan.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping, but I damn near got caught cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax and strap